Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
Hey everyone, Kelsey here and welcome back to Gal. Today, I'm going to be giving you some camera, audio, and lighting tips to make your video calls from home, or if you're a pro live streamer, look more pro. Now I'll be going over a basic pro setup that you can do just from your home, and I'll be giving some more advanced tips for those of you that want to do some multi-camera setups and have better lighting in your scene, as well as how to convert your DSLR camera into a webcam to make it look more cinematic. Now before we jump in, I'm doing a giveaway. We're giving away over $2,700 worth of live streaming gear that will allow you to do better live streaming from home and make it look more pro. And all the gear that I'm giving away, I'll be showing how to use in this video as well. So what are we giving away? First up is the Sony RX100 Mark VII, as well as the YoloBox by YoloLive, and it's a great streaming studio kit if you want to hook up multiple sources of video to stream to YouTube, Facebook, and different social. And this Joby BMO light, as well as 2 of these telepods so you can easily set it on your desk and illuminate your face while you are streaming. And for audio, I'm giving away this Rode NT USB mini microphone that you can have for better audio while you're streaming. And I'll be showing you all of this gear, of course, later in the video. But for second place, I'm giving away this Cloner Alliance Flint 4K Plus, which is a video encoder that allows you to hook up any DSLR or mirrorless camera to then stream from your computer, which is pretty cool. So how do you enter? Just like the video, first of all, leave a comment below and go to premiergal.com/giveaway to enter. So thank you to these brands for donating these products for the giveaway. And now let's go ahead and jump on in to how to stream and do video calls more like a pro. So if you're just doing the occasional video call and you want to look better on camera, you can start with just using a webcam. It can be the built-in webcam on your computer, or it can be an external webcam that you can hook up to your computer via USB that you can set on your monitor or put on a tripod. I'll put a link to some of the webcams that I recommend. And I've linked to a few different HD webcams that look great. But if you want it to look even better, you can hook up your DSLR or mirrorless camera and convert that into a webcam. But I'll be covering that in the advanced section. So stay tuned for that. So right now I'm just recording with my built-in webcam on my MacBook Pro. I have the overhead living room light on. It's a little bit too low in light, so you see a lot of grain. It doesn't look that good. And I'm recording with the built-in microphone on my MacBook Pro, so it just sounds a little bit distorted. It doesn't sound as high quality as opposed to using the Rode NT USB. So let me go ahead and connect the Rode.
A few minutes later,
I just connected the Rode NT USB microphone, so already the audio sounds a lot better. Now we need to work on the lighting. So I'm going to turn off the overhead lights right now. And then I'm going to turn on the key light on the right. And now it just looks a lot better. You can still see a little bit of grain. So in this case, it does a pretty good job. It's on its way here. Another thing that you can do is add a background light. So I have an RGB Falcon Eyes light back there that I'm just going to turn on to add a little bit of color in the back. So let me go ahead and turn that on real quick. You can see I started to paint my scene a little bit better here. There's more color in the background, and you have the key light here as well, and it's just looking a whole lot better. So we can show you the before where it was super grainy with terrible audio, and now when I come across when I'm streaming or if I'm doing a video call, it just looks far more dynamic. Another thing to think about too is where your webcam is. I don't have it super close up, so it's like just filming my forehead, which isn't as flattering in this case. But I have it actually up on just a cardboard box here, and it just is elevated like I'm talking to the person directly. You can situate it however you want. Just be sure to have your shoulders in view, something that's not too awkward, because having the webcam like this, it's just a little bit too close, I think. And when you have it on your lap, it's like moving a lot. So definitely have it just sitting down on your desk, and you can kind of reframe it. You can see I have some like bags there. Just make it nice because you don't want to have clutter in your scene. So this is a great setup for just doing occasional live stream video calls on Zoom, or let's say you're live streaming to YouTube. But if you want to go even more pro, let's show you some tips on how to convert your DSLR camera into a webcam and how to do multi-camera setups. Before we jump into the advanced section, I want to give a huge shout out to Movement for sponsoring this video. Movement has a great collection of blue light blocking glasses, which a pair I'm wearing right now, and they're not prescription. I just use these when I'm doing video editing or I'm doing a lot of work on my computer because it protects my eyes. It helps reduce headaches, better sleep. In today's age, we're always looking at a screen, and it's really important to protect your eyes. And a bonus point, they're pretty stylish too. I have a bunch of pairs here that Movement sent me. I have this pair here that's kind of a little bit more hipster, I would call them, because they kind of are the clear outline, which are pretty nice. A different look, This one is very similar to the pair I was wearing before, the kind of calico outline. These ones right here, pretty nice. Let's see what else I got here. A little bit more professional. So if you're doing an interview over Zoom, you can wear these ones, which are really nice. And there's both men and women's. And these ones are really nice. I love these. These are the Mavericks Aviators, which are, again, a little bit more hipster, but they're all great because they block out the blue light. That's the main point. So if you guys are interested in purchasing a pair of these, you can use my link below to get 15% off your order plus free shipping. So thank you, Movement, for sponsoring this video and sending me these glasses. And now let's go ahead and jump into the advanced live stream setup. Right now I'm filming with the Canon EOS R, but let's say you have another mirrorless camera like the Sony RX100, you can use a video encoder to connect it into your computer to convert the video signal so that way it's recognized by the computer and you can use that as a webcam source. So to do that, I'm using the Cloner Alliance 4K Plus, which you can win in the giveaway, by the way. And I just hook up the Sony into the Cloner Alliance using a micro HDMI to HDMI in, and then I connect the Cloner Alliance into my computer via USB. And it comes with a bunch of different adapters. So if you only have USB-C, you can attach the USB-C adapter and then you can plug it in. And now you can see on my laptop, I'm actually using QuickTime Player. It actually recognizes the video signal. With the setup that we have, if you're on Zoom, if you're on Google Meets, or if you're doing live stream to YouTube, you would choose the video input source from the USB input, which is available through the Cloner Alliance. You can see right now on my computer, I have, instead of the FaceTime built-in HD, I'm using the live streaming USB device, which is the Sony camera. And the reason why it's called the live streaming USB device is because the Cloner Alliance is a USB device. So that's how that works. So what is so great about using the DSLR or the mirrorless camera? Well, because they usually have the ability to have an interchangeable lens, or let's say it has a built-in lens with a lower aperture, you can actually have a better depth of field so it looks more cinematic. So if your lens goes down to an aperture of an f number 1.8 or 2, it can make the background more blurry and yourself, the subject, more in focus, and it creates a better depth of field and it just looks more cinematic, as opposed to just using a webcam, which is pretty flat, a little bit lower quality, and everything is in focus. So that's why people are started using DSLRs and mirrorless cameras as their webcams, because it just looks a lot better. And you can already see the difference. So you can do this with any camera. I believe Canon has a software that you can use with USB directly into your computer. But if you're using Sony, you're going to want to use a device like the Cloner Alliance video encoder. Another thing to think about is the type of lens that you're using. So the Sony comes built in with a wide angle lens. So already I'm getting far more space for such a small space that I'm filming in, just here on the ground. I'm able to get a nice shot and I'm not too close up in the frame. So if you have another DSLR camera that has an interchangeable lens that you can remove, be sure to get a wide angle lens to take advantage of the space, especially if you're just filming at a desk and you don't want to be too close up, because if you're using just like a prime lens, it'll be like super close up on your face and that's kind of awkward. So having a wide angle lens will make it more friendly, seeing more of the person in view and not super close up on the face. So this is a great single camera live stream setup. But let's say that you want to have multiple angles, or let's say you're at an event or a podcast and you want to be able to switch the camera angles during the stream. This is where you can use a device called the YoloBox. Let me show you how it works. So this is the YoloBox. It's just a screen here and you can set up different video sources. You can plug in the Sony RX100 via HDMI or another camera source via USB, and you can even connect the source from a drone. So if you're doing a stream at an event, you can have the drone be another camera angle from above while you're streaming. And you can easily switch between the different video sources or a pre-recorded video source. So at the bottom here, you can actually insert a SD card with preloaded media. So if you have an intro video that you pre-edited and you want that to play in the beginning of your stream, you can actually put in an SD card as a live video source. And then all you need to do is make sure you're connected to the internet. So you can connect Ethernet direct line into the bottom here, or you can connect over a 4G network. You can actually put a SIM card in here if you have some sort of network plan, or Wi-Fi, and I'm connected to Wi-Fi now. And then you would just connect to YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch, and you can stream to all three of those at the same time from this device. So it's super powerful. Another great thing about YoloBox is it doesn't have to be just for live streaming. You can use this as an external monitor to better close up see what is on your camera. So you can hook it up via HDMI and you can actually get a better picture at what the output of your camera is recording. So that is how you do a live setup with multiple camera sources. But let's say that you want to show your screen. Let's say you're doing a live stream, you're gaming, or let's say you're doing a tutorial, which is often what I do, and I want to be on camera and I want to have my screen. This is where you can use some live streaming software. And a free software that I love that works on both Mac and PC is OBS Studio. And this makes it really easy to just capture a window or your desktop and have your DSLR camera hooked up as a different feed, and you can overlay your video on top of the screen recording. And I made a whole tutorial on how to use OBS with a Canon camera, so you can click up here in the card to watch that full video. If you're on a PC, which I recommend, by the way, for live streaming, PC computers are just far more better for live streaming gaming, and they have more advanced software that you can use. For example, there's vMix. So if you want to be able to show your screen and have multiple camera angles, you can sign up for a 60-day trial of vMix to see how that works. So I'll link to those below. Today, it's way more virtual. You're doing business with people virtually now. So the way that they interact with you is the way that they are left with the impression of you. So if they don't get to see you face to face, how do you make your scene evoke your personality a little bit? So like painting your scene, how do you make it more interesting so that way you can have a better live stream engagement with your audience? So, you don't have to go the full 9 yards and do the whole DSLR setup or do the multi-camera setup, but you can. And I hope that these tools will help you achieve that from this video. And if you have any questions at all, just be sure to leave a comment below. And don't forget to enter the giveaway because you can win all this gear and then you can start doing it from home yourself. So go to premiergal.com/giveaway. Also be sure to like the video and leave a comment below. And now this brings me to this week's comment of the week. Purva Bangalore Cultural Association, wow, that's a mouthful, wrote, "Can we just use the built-in microphone of the camera in cases where audio is not that important?" And this comment is referring to the LIVESTREAM DSLR setup video that I posted previously on the Canon with OBS. So when you hook up the camera to your computer, do you need to use an external microphone like this Rode NT USB Mini for the audio, or can you just use the camera audio is what his question was. So the answer is you want to always use an external source because the input, the video signal, is not capturing the audio from the camera. And even if you can capture the camera audio from the DSLR, it's still not going to sound that great. Just like when you're not live streaming and you're doing video recording, you always want to have an external microphone, whether that's a lavalier or a shotgun or a USB microphone like I have. You just want to have that audio source be closer to your subject and have it sound more clear and have better dynamic range than what you would get from just the camera audio. So the answer is I wouldn't recommend it. So thank you for the comment. If you want to be featured at the end of the video in the comment of the week, just be sure to leave your question below and I'll do my best to answer it. And if you want to have direct message support with me, you can head on over to patreon.com/premiergal, join the community there. We can have some conversations, get more into depth on some of the technical issues. Or if you really want to have an in-depth training one-on-one with me over video, you can go to superpeer.com/gal and we can set up a one-on-one call. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.